Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eastern Mediterranean's favorite regional sport, the limited ground incursion. That is how the Israeli military is branding its latest field trip into southern Lebanon. Because, let's be honest, calling it what it actually is, a full-scale invasion, sounds a bit too uncouth for modern diplomacy. The stated target is Hezbollah, that well-funded subsidiary of the Iranian state. But as usual, it's the person on the street paying the invoice. At this point, the ledger is enough to make you shudder. Nearly 1,000 dead and 1 million people packing their entire lives into suitcases. Israel claims they just want their northern citizens to sleep soundly without a drone crashing into their breakfast. The catch? To guarantee that nap, they've decided 500,000 Lebanese must vacate their homes and move north of the Litani River. It's an invitation you can't really decline, especially when it's delivered via heavy artillery and leaflets falling from the sky like discount coupons for the apocalypse. The most cynical part of this affair isn't the bombs, it's the timing. Pre-sale ads for apartments in southern Lebanon are already making the rounds in certain circles. You heard that right. Elements of the religious far right are already dusting off their Bibles to reclaim these lands as Northern Galilee. It's a real estate developer's dream with a prophetic twist. Clear out the civilians, declare a security buffer, and in a couple of years, you've got luxury colonies with a sea view. They used the chaos in Syria to solidify the Golan Heights, so they clearly know the script by heart. But let's not be fooled. This isn't a series premiere. It's the third installment of a franchise that kicked off in 1982. Back then, Israel moved in to sweep away the PLO and ended up fathering Hezbollah. It was a resounding strategic success if your goal was to create a much more organized enemy with significantly better toys. Then we had the 2024 sequel, featuring that B-movie spy plot, where pagers and walkie-talkies started exploding in pockets. A Mossad masterstroke, sure, but for an organization of 150,000 combatants, it was essentially just a bad Thursday at the office. And what does Lebanon have to say about all this? Well, Lebanon is doing what it does best, absolutely nothing. The head of the army, Joseph Aoun, appears on television in full combat fatigues, striking a Chuck Norris pose and demanding that Hezbollah disarm. The joke tells itself. Lebanon isn't so much a country as it is a glass puzzle on the verge of shattering. Christians, Druze, Sunnis and Shias exist in a balance so fragile that a loud sneeze could send them back to the civil war era of the 80s. Netanyahu, in his infinite wisdom, has achieved the impossible. He's made rival factions who hate each other in parliament agree on one thing: their shared loathing of an Israeli boot on their soil. Meanwhile, Israel's military sugar daddy, the United States, and their former colonial landlord, France, are trying to play referee. But the reality is that the front is wide open, Iranian missiles are still airborne, and the demilitarized zone Israel seeks looks more like a plan to redraw the map with a bulldozer. The question hanging in the air isn't whether Israel can defeat Hezbollah on the battlefield, but how much territory they are willing to accidentally annex while the rest of the world looks the other way. At the end of the day, it seems Benjamin Netanyahu has decided the best defense is a good offense, with a side of territorial expansion justified by Holy Scripture. Welcome to the new regional order, where borders are as liquid as olive oil, but a hell of a lot more bitter.